Go ahead.
Jay, how you doing, man? Thanks for taking some time for us today. So recently, I don't know if you're aware of this, but you became the second Reds player ever to hit 20 home runs in your first 5 seasons. The other is Frank Robinson, also from Beaumont.
Yeah.
Pretty special?
It is. It is. It's pretty special. I don't really take a lot of time to, really reflect on those things just because it happens so quickly, and you're doing so many things during the season, and it's, the season's about winning games and making it to the playoffs and winning a championship. But yeah, it's nice. It's a nice thing, and like I said, there's a lot of baseball to go though.
Absolutely, sure. Well, yeah, you guys are playing pretty well right now, despite missing Joey. Can you give us an idea of how this year is similar to 2010 and how it might be different?
Well, I think the similarities are that everyone's doing their part. Everyone's taking responsibility for their role, and everyone understands their role. We have a great clubhouse. We have a lot of camaraderie. The team chemistry is great, and we're playing well. I mean, more than anything else, we're playing well. Our pitching's doing great. We've hit enough. I think we're going to continue to hit better. And I think the difference is we're more mature. We're built a little more for a run for the postseason. In 2010 we were almost just happy to be there. And we're caught off of our toes a little bit. I think this year we're built a little more for the playoffs. With our pitching and our bullpen, and like I said, our hitters are going to continue to get better, and so I think that's the way we may be a little different.
Sure, absolutely. And a couple years ago, you signed the long-term contract. Has that affected your role at all with the team, or sort of made you more willing to be a leader, or have it changed anything within the clubhouse?
I don't believe it's changed anything, because I feel like regardless of my contractual situation, I think that I would have been the same player, the same person that I am. It gives me financial security knowing that that's all taken care of. But on the field it's still the same, and I know where I'm going to be long term. That's about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, being in Cincinnati, can you give us an idea? I know I've heard in other interviews you like to eat cheeseburgers, hamburgers quite a bit. Is that a misnomer?
Yeah, a little bit. I used to have the guys down here cook a ham and cheese sandwich a couple times, a week before the games, but that's not really the case.
Okay, yeah. Do you got any local spots that you like to frequent?
I like Penn Station a lot.
Yeah.
I like First Watch.
Okay.
So,
sure.
Other than that, if you're talking about hamburgers and like the specialty stuff, it's I like dips a lot. So.
Yeah. Going back to the whole leadership thing, and I hate to harp on it, but you got guys like Zach Kozart and Todd Frazier, who are both incidentally older than you, but rookies, and you've got more experience, at least MLB experience, than both of them. Is that what's that dynamic like? Do they sort of come to you for advice, or I find it to be interesting when older guys are rookies and you've got 5 years under your belt.
Well, I think that all that stuff takes care of itself. Todd and Zach they're great guys.
Sure.
And, we have a great relationship. I don't believe that it's a rookie to guy has more time relationship at all. If one of those guys were to come up and ask me something, I would definitely give them my opinion and what I know. But it's not something where I seek them out and say, hey, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. I mean, it's we're all professionals and we're on the same team, and them being rookies, I don't have that much time anyway. So
sure.
It's not really no dynamic other than the fact that we're teammates.
Cool. All right, so nicknames. I know you've been assigned several throughout your time in Cincinnati. At Red Reporter, we like to call you Jay Hova. Do we get your approval on that, or?
There's really only one Hova, I think.
Yeah.
You guys can call me whatever you want.
All right, fair enough. Well, speaking of Hova, I know you're a hip hop fan. Can you give us an idea of the latest? What's the latest you're listening to, either artist or album?
Yeah. I've been on a little bit of a Kanye kick lately. Sure. He's obviously pretty good musically. The smaller guys, I've been listening to a little bit of Sammy Adams. I don't know if you guys have heard of him. And Time Flies. They're really small. They're doing a lot of cool stuff though, and I've been listening to them more and more. And Drake, Lil Wayne.
Sure.
Just anything that's good. I'm not too picky, but I like what I like.
Sure. All right. Now going back to baseball for a minute. I know you were a big fan of Griffey growing up. Can you? I'm sure this is a question you've been asked before, but give us a little idea of what it was like to play with him, and if you had that starstruck moment, or how that was.
I guess the starstruck moment came in '05 when I got drafted. I got to come to the field and kind of meet him. And it was very brief, but it was still meeting my idol.
Sure.
And to have the opportunity to play with him was great. But once I got here, he was my teammate, and now I would consider him a friend. We stay in touch, and I wish him the best. I had an amazing time watching him play growing up, and every fan who's ever watched baseball should, in my opinion, should feel the same way, because he's one of the best that ever stepped on the field, regardless of injury or not. And, he was special. He was very, very special, and like I said, I keep in touch with him, and I hope he's having a blast post baseball now.
Absolutely, sure.